What a series, a legendary series between two teams who are among some of the best teams in the entire NBA. Unfortunate, in this series, somebody had to lose. The look on Donovan Mitchell's face at the end of the game is the look of somebody that gave their all, somebody that had epic and legendary performances throughout the entire series and laid it all on the line. When the Jazz were trailing big, when the Jazz needed a leader, they didn't need to call on one because Donovan Mitchell was ready for the moment. He stepped up to the light and he shined in every way possible. Again, if I'm the Jazz, I have to reflect. I have to wonder what the next move is. But let's focus on the series right now. I'll be sure to make a Jazz video upcoming very soon if that's what you guys want. I've been getting this video requested quite a lot. And also a major shout out to Jamal Murray, a major shout out to the Denver Nuggets for going out and winning this series. This is another series that I felt like a later playoff series. This didn't feel like a first round series at all. And that's crazy to say because there were no fans. Could you imagine the environment? Now, before we go any further, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You will not want to miss another GETLIKECOOP video, and that's facts. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitch, guys. I will be streaming NBA 2K21 a ton and other games. And also be sure to check out my other channels. The links are in the description below. Game 1, Jamal Murray comes out 36 points. Game 2, he comes out 14. Game 3, he drops 12. Game 4, Jamal Murray puts 50 on the board. The next game, 42, after that 50, he finishes off with 17, which we'll get into in just a second. Then you have Donovan Mitchell, puts the league on notice, drops 57 points to start the series, comes back, drops 30, then 20, then 51, then 30 again. Let's add another 44 to that. Now what these guys are doing was absolutely legendary. I can't stress that enough. I know I've said it a few times throughout the commentary. Up to this point, up to the game where he dropped 44 points, game 6, he was averaging 39 points per game. He comes out, he finishes with 22 points this game, 9 turnovers, not his best game at all. But the thing is that he played his heart out. You can't question this guy and what he left on the floor. When the Jazz were down, when they needed a leader, Mitchell stepped up in the biggest way possible. When they needed big shots, time and time again throughout this series, who was the guy to knock them down? I think at one point throughout the game, I'm pretty sure it's in my notes, the Jazz were out of it. They had to make a comeback. The series was looking over, and I'm talking about in game 7. Mitchell comes down, scores like 14 straight points for the Utah Jazz. And this is after he's had his incredibly rough start. And of course, that's relatively speaking. I thought the Nuggets did a very good job of not allowing Mitch to get any easy looks in game 7. Now, Jamal Murray, big time player. He's been absolutely going off this series. Game 6, Murray drops 50. The Jazz know they can't let this happen again. Murray starts off 3 of 3. Looks like there was a chance we might see more of the same. The thing is, Murray wasn't just giving teams 50. He wasn't just giving the Jazz 50. He was doing it on insane efficiency. And he was doing this pretty much the entire series. And the games above 50%, the guy was absolutely blazing. I won't lie, 50 is 50, but to me, 50 with efficiency is better than a volume 50. And hey, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with either one, but if I had to pick one, there's an easy choice. Michael Porter Jr., somewhat of a needle mover in this series. I like the confidence. Early on, miss or make, Porter was active on the glass and attacking even if he was the only person down low. Some of you guys may have seen my Future Stars video. Well, Michael Porter Jr. was in it. This guy's going to be really good for a really long time. This game, we saw the Jazz trap Jamal Murray as soon as he crossed half court. Didn't think this was the smartest decision, even though Murray has been insanely hot. It was one of the worst traps I've ever seen. They blatantly left players wide open, resulted in a Michael Porter Jr. and one, a player that's too good to be afforded the opportunity to score where you're helping on other players. After that positive play, the Jazz eased off the trap. Draymond made a good point. He said Utah doubled too early in the shot clock. Let them run their offense and double late. That's an NBA team they're playing against. Other guys can make plays that early in the shot clock, especially guys that were once projected to go #1 overall. On the Utah side of things, we saw Mitchell struggle. It was frustrating him, but it wouldn't hold him down, not for long. He knows what this game meant, and he knows exactly how good the Utah Jazz can be. I think that was the most frustrating part about everything for Donovan Mitchell. This was a Nuggets team that had a game plan, and they wanted to execute. That game plan was to slow down Mitchell, one of the hottest scorers in the NBA right now. The Jazz needed somebody else outside of Rudy Gobert to step up, who, might I add, had a fantastic game, absolutely terrorizing Nikola and the Denver Nuggets. Once he saw, all he had to do was stay on his feet and not get into foul trouble. He turned Joker into a jump shooter. He allowed the Jazz to not have to double team Joker going into the second half. Jokic is very high on my list of players that I would never want to have to double team. This guy, I think he likes passing sometimes more than he likes scoring. He can find the open guy, he invites double teams, and he doesn't panic pass. He waits for the doubles to come. He reads the defense, and he doesn't always make the pass for the assist. He makes the pass so he could get the hockey assist, so the team can move the ball. Fantastic player. I love Jokic. But goodness, Rudy was a flat-out beast tonight on both sides of the ball. 19 points, 18 rebounds. And sometimes people come to me and tell me that you can't have a guy like Rudy Gobert on the floor in the playoffs. They say just because he can't shoot a jumper, he can't space the floor. But Gobert has his own gravity, and you better respect it. The Joker drops 30 points, 14 boards. Another fantastic game from a fantastic player. I have to question the decision to lay the ball in, to attempt to lay the ball in from the Denver Nuggets. If you're in that situation, you got to go up and you got to dunk the ball there. You got to pull it out. You can't leave things up to chance. In the final moments, the Jazz had their opportunity, and I've said it a few times, I can't believe the shot didn't fall. It looked good. It looked good out of his hands. And now we have to wonder, what's next for Utah? This is a team that some of their players are a little bit older. This was a team that went all in on Mike Conley. And Mike Conley isn't getting any younger. 2 of 13. I understand that he hasn't been with the team for the entire series, but simply put, they needed a better game from him this game. Shout out to Jamal Murray, though. Also dropping 17 points, 7 of 21, not his best game, but he's definitely going to have better going forward. And if you guys want a dedicated Jamal Murray video, that could come to you a lot sooner than you expect. Just comment down below. This Nuggets team is very dangerous. And perhaps the most dangerous thing about this team is not only do they have this big-time scorer in Jamal Murray, but they have this post scorer in Nikola Jokic, who is absolutely fantastic. When you have multiple players, when you have multiple stars who can elevate their game like this, then you can run the offense through multiple people. You can stagnate minutes. When Jamal Murray was out, we saw the offense run back through Jokic. And this is somebody that's absolutely no stranger to running the O. Be sure to click the video on the screen right now. Be sure to subscribe. Get like Coop, guys, and I am out.